in the good, throw the juice. I ain't Hollywood, I come from the hood. I'm used to it. If you're real, you shake, I ain't the seats vibrate. 24 8 days, got that Chevrolet Wave, make it run in the cars and clothes. That's all my niggas blowing trouble, 24. That's all my niggas money on the cars and clothes. That's all my niggas blowing trouble, 24. That's all my niggas rolling me and satisfied. I get the rest of the ace of billion in the Titans ride. I want the bed, I refuse to get a 9 to 5. I rather flip my key and pay my dues. I'm trying to get my shit up down with clean when I'm on the field. Ain't no dream or no fantasy. CIP, cross, running like a baby. If I get the BBS, it's on my motherfucking page. Ever hear the scene, never did when we drink. Pay for a simple bar, what the hell you need to stay? Your niggas spinning BBS, island in the fall. 24, we shining with a ride, cause I'm ballin'. I'm calling out shots like a boom show. My two stars in the dog when I boom hard. Y'all boom hard in the wrong place, wrong time. I got a strong mind, grab my strong mind. Shoot your ass for a long time. Don't get that ass all dog. We said roll time. So y'all long, I'm a ball out at all costs. Big games with David around the state till she falls off. Cause I'm balls off, I got the money. I'm at the balls and go. That's all my niggas know. Blowing trouble, 24. That's all my niggas know. Money, I'm at the balls and go. That's all my niggas know. Blowing trouble, 24. That's all my niggas roll. I'm relaxing right now. I'd probably still be trapping if I wasn't rapping right now. Grabbing my pistols at the house, strap right now. Keep on talking, I lay down your back right now. I'm on the app right now. It's smack right now. I'm a bucker, motherfucker. I don't know the bad guy. Clown down here, making fun. Talk about what you're making, none. I'm 21 and 10 years deep. That shit to me ain't that. I'm afraid by the niggas getting head for the J's. You dead wanna spray. I'm dead from the case. Stay ready for the rain. Play heavy from the gate. I told my class, kiss my ass. I make a living every day. I'm getting money. I'm in the balls and clothes. That's how all my niggas know. Blowing trouble, 24. That's how all my niggas know. Money, I'm in the balls and clothes. That's how all my niggas know. Blowing trouble, 24. That's how all my niggas know. Money, I'm in the balls and clothes. That's how all my niggas know. Blowing trouble, 24. That's how all my niggas know. Money, I'm in the balls and clothes. That's how all my niggas know. Blowing trouble, 24. That's how all my niggas roll.
Oh, I thought that was a second notification of mine. It's not. It's SDZ. Yeah, SDZ just posted a new beat on Facebook. Y'all go check out the beat. I want everybody to stand up and we're not gonna do that because we'll get banned up off of here for playing a whole bunch of copyrighted material and shit. But baby, oh, if y'all don't get y'all bitch ass up, honey, let me tell you something. My life is fucked up, honey. It's bad. It's hard to enjoy any parts of it because it's dissupporting of the rest of it. Any one part of it still can't help or support or empower the rest of it. And I don't really like that. 24 cars and clothes. That's how all my hitters roll. Money on the books, show up for the court. Stop locking the for child support. Oh, money clothes, money hoes, cars and clothes. Tupac producer is my big bro. Stop talking bad on rap before you get clapped. See Obsidian back on YouTube, y'all. Big shout out to our YouTube channel. We have a community of 70 subscribers. Many of them spanning across all social media sites, all the way from Facebook to Tag to Tango to Ustream to OnlyFans to everywhere. Especially Ustream and Tag. I believe a lot of y'all go over to the YouTube and add the YouTube. So, much love to y'all. Shout out to y'all. It is 4:34 p.m. here on the West Coast, Northern California, Stockton, California to be exact, baby. My name is Cherry Franklin. This is the Cherry Franklin Show. We have been talking a lot about community funding and government funding, pandemic programs and quarantine programs for funding, things you can apply for, as well as music, rap, West Coast history, up-and-coming artists, and just freestyling and what we're going through here day to day in the West Coast and shit like that. It's a lot of haters out here. Let me tell you something. When you judge somebody and you think you being cute or hip or cool or fly by saying shit like they fell off, they went left, they went bad, they fumbled, they whoop-de-whoop. It's not cute or cool or nothing. None of that to talk down on the next play in the game. Not only that, you got to look at your actions, honey, and they actions. We know they not tight, honey. Otherwise, they'll be on top. They wouldn't be disrespecting who they disrespected. You understand what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I know I get on here and I cry and complain every day about rape culture, abuse, about belittling and invalidating and oppressing women. I'm on here every single day telling y'all how you should appreciate, respect, and uplift women. Well, that goes hand in hand. You can't be a hater and talk down on and disrespect everyone and everything and then think you're a player or a factor in the game when you don't empower, you do not uplift, you do not support, and you do not build anything, honey. When you tear down other people's lives and dreams and you put them and traffic them into worse and worse situations, or you just keep denying them their truth and their reality in their life, you're not a factor, you're not a major player, you're not a major key, you a major setback, you a major distraction, you a major off course, out the way. You know what I'm saying? Challenge, hurdle, obstacle, whatever you want to call it. You have to be in support of the lower class community. You have to be supporting your team and your peoples. You cannot just talk shit and talk down on motherfuckers and think that you're doing something. Y'all remember that, please, in your day-to-day lives, the things that you're doing. We're not here to tear down the community. We're not here to do none of that. We're here to speak on the issues and build it up. Okay? We're not here to make nobody feel bad or embarrassed. We're not here to stress nobody out and make shit harder for nobody. We're here to uplift and empower. With that being said, y'all, we just rolled a blunt. It's about time to get into the show in the smoke session. Y'all, let's get ready. If you have not rolled a blunt, made a drink, a cup of coffee, or a sandwich, now's the time to do so. I see 156 hearts on the screen. Over 10, 11, 12. Oh, what is that? 6 and 9. We're about over 15.
Put it in the air, put it in the air. Put it in the air, put it in the air. Everywhere I'm at, everywhere I'm at. Eyes on the road, when I'm up there. Put it in the air, put it in the air. Put it in the air, put it in the air. We rolling up the sticker. Everywhere I'm at, smoke in the air. Yeah, she on me. We on both. I want the bag. Give me the cash. Go. Put it in the air. 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 We rolling up the sticker. Everywhere we go. We rolling up the sticker. Who don't like that? Y'all niggas be switching. Right now, they sit back and listen. The whole team of the picture. Jet boy nigga, I'm bring that. The black nigga, it's a collision. Just like a brand man. We got some dead joints in the air. We do not care. So we on the left. We smoking rap. So you need a tap. Let's go for Z-Man. It's the best time for the season. Don't join no teaching. I can just smash on the beat it. I'ma get mine from greedy. Some just want me to eat it. I told her I'm vegan. Hey, shout it on super straight. I got the Mary J. That be my ace. You can add me to the race. Foot on the gas, so get out the way. You coming last, you a disgrace. Go with my stash, I be where you stay. When I get mad, I roll up the pay. Gas, blowing no bait. Hey, put it in the air, put it in the air. Put it in the air, put it in the air. Everywhere I'm at. Eyes on low, but I'm up there. Put it in the air, put it in the air. Put it in the air, put it in the air. We rolling up the sticker. Everywhere I'm at, smoke in the air. We on the gas, she on the mid. We on both. I want the bag, give me the cash. I want the low. Put it in the air, put it in the air. Put it in the air, put it in the air. We rolling up the sticker. Everywhere I'm at, smoke in the air.
Roll in the car, the room, it go down. Ain't time to go move, smoke come out. 209, yeah, that's my cloud. Blunt rotations, that's my crowd. You ain't gotta smoke this Cali. Put it in the wood, but you do it in the valley. Keep on wax on, leaf on tap. I'll turn the team up, pep rally. Why you think they call me Cherry? I had great sister in the blueberry. It's Jack, I'm coming with the Mary. This that thing, no air pack, spare me. I got lungs like a motherfucker back. You huff, ass and pass, I'll tax you. That's just facts, no cat, boo. I put it on wax with a pack, boo. It's written on me like a tattoo. Big cycle like a battle rap, it's fast, too. Like blunts, but I put it in the bag, too. Like fronts, but I put it on the bag, too. Don't do me. I keep 5 on it like the Loom is. Get your ass off with a 2-piece. It go to me. Quit acting brand new like a groupie. And just put it in the air, put it in the air. Put it in the air, put it in the air. Everywhere I'm at. Eyes on low, but I'm up there.
Put the grass over there to say, you know what I'm saying? Because we spinning these Jacksons. The Washingtons go to whites, but you know how that goes.
I'm saying that's what this is all about, right? Clothes, bank rolls, and hoes, you know what I'm saying?
What's up, everybody? 4:40 p.m. We are 20 minutes into 4:20 here on the West Coast, Northern California, Stockton, California to be exact, baby. Oh yeah. Democratic demands have begun for the stimulus checks. So, the things we cover on this show range from music to protest to weed to the government to the pandemic to police brutality. To also education and to
hello and welcome to today's July
economics in the community and things like that.
As well as ongoing stimulus.
So we do watch the other podcasters and we do keep tabs on any information that any state or any news channel might leak. As far as numbers and drawing up plans for the stimulus check.
Right now, you'll be in the before 1 million club.
So,
all right, now, I want to go over what's going on in Washington, D.C. because the demands for what's going to be in the American Families
We're
Plan
going to let this
have
dude
just
talk a few minutes,
okay?
and then I'm
Before
going to
we get into
side
that, though, I want to remind people not to
here.
share any information with people that are trying to get you to text through YouTube. That would be crazy. Don't be desperate. Don't be silly, right? The other thing is, Casey and I are giving away over $3,000 in prizes and cash. 12 people will win an amazing hat, and 12 are going to win $250 in cash to help you pay bills, buy food, get caught up, whatever you might need. So I'll make sure to leave a link below. All right, now Democrat Representative Jesus Garcia from Illinois said that he will fully back whatever his fellow Democrats want to put into the American Families Plan, as long as it contains a pathway to citizenship. Although Democrats have pushed for people to become citizens faster for many years now, Representative Garcia is the first to say he won't vote with his party unless immigration is part of the next spending bill. So he wants to see more people get their citizenship here in the United States as part of this next spending bill, or else he's out. He doesn't care what's in the bill. So he may be taking a hard line, or this may be him kind of nibbling at what his party is willing to back when it comes to the American Families Plan. Now, this would fast track millions of people's ability to become citizens of the United States. Within a short time of his statement, several more Democrats backed Garcia, including Representative Jayapal, who has been pushing for a $2,000 stimulus check and recurring stimulus checks, as well as immigration changes for many years now. Representative Jayapal and Senator Bernie Sanders still think a fourth stimulus check and all the other programs they are backing are possible. But the rich must be taxed, and the Trump tax cuts must be removed in order to generate enough revenue to cover these social benefit programs. Then they will have the money to do the $6 trillion spending bill Senator Sanders says is needed. Now, last week I told you how Republican Representative Mo Brooks is putting forward a new bill to have the country of China pay restitution to Americans and to American businesses. Representative Brooks said it isn't about winning a big country against country lawsuit. China needs stuff to sell to us. We all we have to do is impose tariffs and fees, and we can start collecting money for the people right away. So he's saying, listen, we don't need to go through some long, multiple year lawsuit against the country. They need us. And so let's just put a tax or a tariff or a fee on top of the stuff they want to sell to us. And then that will raise the money to give that restitution to Americans and American businesses. Now, Representative Brooks believes the country of China owes money to every single American. Senator Sanders took the opportunity to take a jab at Jeff Bezos of Amazon, pointing out that Jeff Bezos essentially makes more money than a stimulus check per second of every single day, right? So about $2,300 per second is what he makes. Man, that's a lot of money. All right, now yesterday, Jeff Bezos was declared the richest man in the world with a net worth of $211 billion. Don't we all owe him a round of applause for being so rich? Man, that's a lot of money, you guys. Now, Senator Sanders tweeted, maybe it was paying an effective tax rate of 0.98%, heading a corporation that repeatedly paid nothing in federal income tax, and underpaying workers so much that they had to rely on public benefits. That sort of rampant greed might have had something to do with it. So Sanders is essentially saying, hey, this rich dude got rich because he's not paying taxes and he's underpaying his employees. And I don't know that Sanders is wrong on this. The Walmart family has also increased their net worth by billions and billions of dollars, while almost 20% of their workforce relies on the government to supplement the rest of their income. So these are definitely loopholes that need to be addressed. Now, Democrats believe taxing the ultra-wealthy is the key to funding their massive spending bill. So don't be surprised if you see this as part of new legislation very soon. But also don't be surprised if the Trump tax cuts that have helped almost everyone that makes under $100,000 a year be removed as well. Now, this would allow President Biden to say, I didn't raise your taxes, I kept my promise, but by removing a tax cut, you end up with about $500 per month less if they remove those. So that's kind of a balancing act, right? Do the wealthy have enough to make up for the shortfall, or do they also have to come after the middle class? Not by taxing us more, but by taking away tax benefits that we're accustomed to receiving right now. Now, Under the budget reconciliation rules, Democrats have all the votes they need to pass a fourth stimulus check.
See?
The question is, will they pass it? They have all of the power, all of the votes,
Okay, so budget
all
reconciliation.
areas of government in their hand. Will they do it? Even
Okay, so after Trump, right? You know, Trump gave us $600 on the fluke on his way out of the White House. Joe Biden's company moved into the White House promising us $2,000 and only came up with $1,400. To add to the $600 to make up the $2,000, it is now the middle of fucking July. This was in January to March. It is now the middle of July. And the reason they gave us the $1,400 from Joe Biden was because they had it in good faith that another stimulus check and funding plan was fucking coming. Now it's July and child tax credits is about to come July 15th. But for the rest of us workers who lost all our fucking money and jobs and homes and houses and cars and shit, when you fucking gave us this quarantine and shit, we don't have no kids and shit, right? So we don't got no extra income coming at all. We've been waiting, sweating out y'all fucking stimulus checks so we can have a first and last and deposit to get into a place, bitch. So we could legally run our own business that we had to make our main source of income since we lost our main source of income job, bitch. So we could have a roof over our head without having to need other rides and places and things like that to shower, to eat, to motherfucking go do other things, bitch. Motherfuckers is trying to get their fucking life together, bruh. And we've been waiting on these stimulus checks, and these stimulus checks have been $1,200, $600, and then $1,400. And with y'all rental assistance and with all this fucking capitalism and this economy, what is everybody doing? They waiting until the stimulus check is about to drop, charging extra, and still not allowing nobody to apply for or qualify for shit else. Everybody else got PPP loans and shit. What about us who do not qualify for those things, who are working regular jobs and honestly and legitimately and legally do not have a way to fucking survive now because y'all fucked up everybody's time and schedule? Bitch, I have to go without meals and showers, ho. And that might be, why you don't just go pay for shit and go buy? Bitch, because it costs a lot of money. And I'm not paying for that shit every fucking day. A hotel room for me is $100 to $150 to $200 and $250. That's just for one night's sleep and one shower. Bitch, they only give us $300 a week for unemployment pandemic assistance. That's one hotel room. Maybe two, if they don't charge deposits. Are you kidding me? For an independent entrepreneur / student who don't have no friends or family, who has to work and live in her office, this shit is terrorizing. This shit is torture. This shit is inhumane. Your fourth stimulus check package is trash. You should have got with Bernie Sanders, Senator Cray, and Senator McCray, and got together a motherfucking plan that has some type of monthly supplemental payments. If everybody else, every other country has free healthcare, has rent and mortgage fees waived, utilities waived, you don't have to pay rent and PG&E and shit over there. You know what I'm saying? Why in the fuck do we still have to pay for healthcare and pay rent and mortgage and PG&E every month? And we ain't been able to work every day. Our government probably have, but we haven't. And nothing is open for us to come to and earn an income. We still got to wear masks. That costs money. Right? Let me tell you about this. Budget reconciliation. Budget reconciliation was supposed to be able to give you some money for payroll if you're a corporation. Supposed to give you eviction protection if you are on public housing or low-income housing. It was supposed to increase your EBT and SNAP food stamp benefits to up to 15% per month. It was also supposed to give out loans for businesses so that motherfuckers could either invest into their business or hire employees back. That was what the PPP loans was for. The PPP loans was for corporations and businesses to get loans and funding and money for inventory, stock, and payroll. That's specifically what the money was for. Or to bills that's coming up that you won't be able to be pay because due to lack of income and lack of profit. The PPP loans was not for a trip to Hawaii. The PPP loans was not for starting a new business. It was not for throwing parties. You know what I'm saying? PPP loans wasn't for groceries unless you're a fucking grocery store. That's not, you know what I'm saying? That's what the PPP loans was for. In which case, if you wanted to spend it on things like that, you would have had to use your company to pay yourself and legally be able to spend that money on those things. There is a way to benefit from these things, but you have to keep into consideration what the fuck are you gonna do? What is your business gonna do? How you gonna pay rent? How you gonna pay PG&E if you're out here spending loan money on things that are not gonna generate income for you to pay the loan back? A lot of people are not gonna qualify for loan forgiveness. A lot of people are going to apply for loan forgiveness and are going to go into debt. They're going to go into collections and have a bad credit score. That's usually what happens when you get any type of funding that is not a grant that you don't have to pay back. You go into debt, it goes onto your collections, and it becomes part of your record. Budget reconciliation, what he's talking about in this video is what we're talking about now. Budget, the plan of action you have for an amount of money, and reconciliation and to repair or to heal the differences, to solve the differences or come to a median, have some type of mediation to where the debt and the negatives are amended and made up for. Budget reconciliation, again, gave us the PPP loans for unpayable bills and payroll to rehire, to not lay off your employees. It gave us eviction protection for public housing and low-income housing. It gave us unemployment benefits extended to September 6th. That's only $300 per week, by the way. And child tax credits beginning July 15th. So they're saying if you already filed taxes for 2020 and you do have dependents under the age 6, you should be getting approximately around $3,000 July 15th. You know that? So if you have kids under 17, under age 6, and you're still claiming them as dependents, you should be able to receive direct deposit by July 15th to the 25th. You should be receiving a child tax credit. I believe they said if you filed taxes and you qualified with your tax preparer, that you should be receiving a lump sum, if not monthly deposits of $300, $250 to $350. And SBA loans as well, in amounts from $50 to $10,000. You could get an SBA, Small Business Administration loan. depending on if your business and your income and your sales qualify the requirements of an SBA loan. For a lot of us, look, I'm gonna just say this about budget reconciliation. For a lot of us, motherfucker, y'all put us in a quarantine and we had to find something else to do. We don't have something that we lost. We have something we had to create. The things that we lost was our source of income. The things that we lost was our stability. The things that we lost was our ability to save money. The things that we lost was our ability to pay our whole bill. A lot of us didn't have customers. A lot of us didn't have that. A lot of us have small businesses that make little to no income, profit, little to no profit, and don't even make enough to file taxes and be considered a business and gets filed as a hobby. Since 2014, 2015, my business has been called a hobby. Since 2007, since 2008, my business has been called a hobby. I do not make enough in my business to file taxes. I made enough to pay a phone bill. I made enough to feed myself and my employees, but it was not enough to be considered a business. The networking and connections that I make in this business have completely and totally been the only resources I have ever had in my life that gave a shit or trusted me enough or believed in my skills and my talent, my looks and my words enough to make sure I have rides to work and rides to school and a roof over my head. My business is what I am known for each and every day. Music. Each and every day, singing, each and every day, honey. If somebody sees me, they're like, hey, I need you on my song. Whether I have a studio available or not, I know I need you. But this country files my business as a hobby or just a loss. And our businesses have not been established, have not had a business number, and have not had a record of filing income, profit, losses, or investments because this fucking country don't give a fuck. H&R Block don't give a fuck. TurboTax barely give a fuck. Now you can file your own shit. That's the only way you're going to get filed as a small business. Everybody else is going to speak over you and shove you to the side, especially if you're young and beautiful and a woman and sexy and single and want to have kids and get pregnant and get married. And you don't have a job at H&R Block. Your job is doing music and traveling and seeing the world and networking and being on stage in the spotlight and speaking and singing until the audience is filled with applause. They do not want to credit you as a credible business when that is your fucking job. So now that we're in a quarantine, my business I could barely claim anything. Just the fact that I have one and you fail to acknowledge it. That it costs money. It costs money in payroll. It costs money in everything. Everything costs money. And now that I'm forced to make this small business my main source of income, I need to invest in it and grow it. And I cannot qualify for a loan to do so because you did not recognize my business or even give me an EIN for the past 5 to 10 years to 15 years. Because you don't believe in women and you don't believe in music and you don't believe in small businesses and entertainment. Now I'm supposed to give a shit about your SBA loans with your budget reconciliation plan. Bitch, I don't have no customers and clients and receipts to show you. I only get a few every year and it's good money because I produce good quality work. This is a private, small business. And bitch, I don't have all that other shit because H&R Block would not help me file to get an EIN number in 2015. Bitch, I don't have all that shit because H&R Block would not help me file to get business credit or business tax credits in 2007 and 2008. Bitch, I don't have none of that because everybody and everything in my life is foul. I'm a lower working class minority woman and everything in my life is hard. So no, bitch, I don't have none of that shit that y'all want. What I had was 2 jobs. What I had was 1 full-time job in which I didn't have to buy groceries because I could eat at work. What I had was a plan and a future. So your budget reconciliation plan, excuse me, if it's not doing shit for the one that I already had. I'm not about to fucking sit up here and give y'all bitches excuses to keep acting like everybody in America is a scammer. You goddamn right they are. Everybody here is a capitalist and an opportunist because they feel like they have to steal their opportunity and their chance to make it in life. They have to steal in order to get ahead, to have more. Because they will never have the right to have it. So they feel like they have to take it. They have to steal it. They will never have the right, the opportunity, or the game plan, or the structure to make sure. To get it to them now. To meet their needs now and get the fuck out of debt. To pay bills. So they have to steal it. That's the reason they don't want to do pandemic unemployment assistance. That's the reason they don't want to approve anybody for an SBA loan. That's the reason why they shut down PPP loans. Your 4th stimulus check is going to determine what the fuck kind of country we have. If we have a welfare state that's too lazy and bummy to work, who wants to depend on welfare and unemployment and food stamps, or if we have a country full of independent businesses, independent entrepreneurs who are able to work with and invest in and profit with each other. Your $15 an hour minimum wage, your 4th stimulus check, your unemployment benefits, your eviction protection, and your business loans will all determine what kind of country we live in. If it continues to be, we got money, so fuck the poor, and poor people say they got money, so fuck them, we take it from them. Or if we have a country that says there are opportunities and what steps we could take to acquire money, and there are things we could do with the money to grow it or invest it. Grow our business, grow our home, grow our family, go back to college and grow our degree. You know what I'm saying? Grow our credentials. Add a car, add delivery, add health insurance, add vision, add dental. This administration will prove what kind of country we have. We have Joe Biden from the Democratic Party, which was on fire last year with Bernie Sanders, Senator Cray, and Senator McCray. The Democratic Party is often called the welfare party, and the reason why is because food stamps, WIC, unemployment, all of that is designed for minorities who are not as educated or qualified to have the higher paying jobs, so they need a little extra help. They don't perform as well as, say, an educated white person that lived their whole life in this country and never missed a day of school and never moved or transferred schools. Okay, we're the ones who don't qualify for SBA loans. We don't have all our shit together because we didn't have nobody holding our hand this whole time. Nobody. This fourth stimulus check, $15 minimum wage, monthly child tax credits, social distance learning, opening back up of schools, opening back up the economy for jobs and employment, raising minimum wage, raising the amount that employers will hire, the amount that employers will pay an hour, the amount of hours that they will give you every week. More money, less hours, more time to take care of business, raise your children, work another job, run a home business. Okay. The fourth stimulus check will ultimately determine how this country will continue to be. If we can be optimistic and fight against racism, fight against toxic mental health issues, if we can fight against corporate policy, if we can join the fight against coronavirus, develop vaccines, vaccinations, social distance learning, and we can come up with stimulus packages, there is no reason why this country cannot be influenced and empowered to be more financially stable and supportive of our lower working class economy. I say all that to say this. Budget reconciliation was not a good plan. Everybody is figuring out ways to spend the little handouts that we're getting from the government as opposed to save or invest them or flip them, because there's nothing we could do to flip our money right now. Don't nobody got no money. How you gonna hustle? How you gonna sell cars if nobody got no money to buy no car? How you gonna sell your shit if nobody got no money to buy it? Just some things to think about. If you were working over 40 hours before you went into the quarantine, you may qualify for MEUC, Mixed Employment Unemployment Compensation, instead of Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, PUA. That will give you $400 a week instead of $300 a week. And I was supposed to be getting this $400 per week this whole time. I have only been getting $300 per week. Another place where the government has fucked me over when I should have got some more help and more support and more opportunities that I was not able to have. That's an extra $200 on every check. I have received 10 checks so far. That is $2,000 that I have not received since January of 2021. Our government, our system is trash. It is incorrect. The things that they say and write into law are still not exercised and practiced. What else? If you file your income tax, you need to claim your small business, you need to claim your office, you need to claim your losses, your appliances, your equipment, and your payroll. You need to claim your bills and your startup costs, and you need to claim everything in order to receive a small business tax credit and be able to receive some reimbursement for your losses. Once you file your income tax return, You may or may not be eligible to receive a state stimulus check in the state that you live in. And these state stimulus checks have been in the amounts of $600, $1,200, and $1,300, and $2,000. Child tax credits up to $3,200 and $3,600. Y'all, that's a lot of money. Some people have to work 40 hours a week for a whole month just to make that same $3,600, $2,000. Bitch, if I work 2 full-time jobs, I'll still only be making $3,600 because I pay taxes out my shit and I pay a 25% state of California check garnishment. That means 1/4 of all the money I earn goes to the tax board of the state of California. SBA loans and PPP loans. The PPP loans have been ordered a cease and desist. SBA loan, anyone who was applying for PPP loans through a bank, the funding has been cut off. Everyone who already applied is still waiting on any type of funds that may be left over. If you applied last week, I wouldn't hold your breath. If you applied 2 or 3 weeks ago, I would say 3 weeks ago, you may still be in the running to receive some type of funding. 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, I wouldn't hold my breath if I were you. They were using people's social security numbers and shit to apply for PPP loans without permission. Old tax preparers were using their old client shit to apply for PPP loans, all type of shit. Myself, I did not apply for a PPP loan. So if there is one in my name, honey, that's incorrect. Somebody is fraudulently using my information and they deserve to be sued. I will sue them for the money that they got in my name, and I will sue them for any future money that they will get in the next 1 to 3 years, because that is the time and time period in which I needed my information and my possible funding protected and specifically used for my well-being. Also, I don't like taking out loans. I don't like monthly payments, much less a loan. For real. If who been with me when I buy my cars? Like, I know not a lot of y'all, cause I bought all my shit in Alabama. Excuse me. Who see me buy a car before? Do I ever do a down payment or a deposit or monthly payments? No. If you don't have my shit for me right now, I don't want it. I want my shit to be mine. Why the fuck would we want unemployment? Little pennies and crumbs of unemployment. $300 per week. Being only passed out, in my case, bi-weekly. I'm only getting paid twice a month. And it's half of what I could be making. Or less. When y'all skipped out in the past 6 months of $2,000, where my $2,000 at? I've been qualified for this. We need money lawyers, y'all. We need money lawyers. Money lawyers that can read a contract, read the information, read a deadline, and say, hey, this employee, this citizen qualified for what you put into law. And you did not compensate this person. This person has missed out on opportunity and funding. We need more of that. We need more social rights lawyers. You attack this person verbally or emotionally first. It took this person 6 months to respond to you, 2 years to respond to you, 3 years before they ever said or touched you and told you to leave them the fuck alone. You're out of line. Stop bothering me. Get away from me. It's if somebody asks you nicely for 6 months to a year to 2 years, for 30 days even, ask you nicely. Please stay away from me. I have a wife. Please stay away from me. I have a husband. Please stop disrespecting me. I did not disrespect you. Don't cuss at me. I don't know you like that. I'm not cool with you like that. I don't want to know your grievances and your personal feelings. Just tell me information. In the workplace, I'm talking about in the workplace. Bitch, I done had men and women touch my ass. I done had motherfuckers touch me or bother me. You know what I'm saying? Females too. Didn't nobody ever stand up for me, ever. But it's part of the rules that I'm supposed to be guaranteed a harassment-free environment in the workplace. Right? But it's written into law that after March 31st of 2020, you are now in a quarantine. Businesses are not to operate overnight. Citizens are not to be driving on the road after 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. This is the shit that makes it hard for good people to stay good people. We did what we were supposed to, and y'all fucked us over because y'all was so worried about bad people or people taking advantage of a system of money that in actuality we all qualify for. Because you shut down the whole country. It's just too much stupid foul ass shit going on, y'all. I gotta go through everything and do everything myself. It's a lot of artists and motherfuckers in this community and around me and in my life that are benefiting from me, my time, my money, the blood, sweat, and tears, and the hair, you know what I'm saying? And the motherfucking pain and the skin off my back, honey, that don't put shit into this podcast. Nothing. Not into this podcast, not into my music, not nothing, honey. And no matter how much money I make and how good of a person I am and how talented I am, the hardships that come naturally will wipe me out because nobody else does their part. You understand me? Bruh, you have got to worry about doing the right thing and doing good things and doing what actually want and need to be done. If we are ever going to survive this motherfucking earth, bitch. The more you worried about being fucked up and doing fucked up shit and lying and skipping out on people and trying not to, we really don't want to. Well, bitch, then you shouldn't have signed up for that. Like, seriously. Because there's other people in other positions who need that. It's other systems. It's other corporations. It's other businesses and plans that need something that's definite. Something that's for sure. And they can't get it because you fake way in the way. You know what I'm saying? It's not good. It's not positive. It's not a good thing to do at all. If I took the same amount of money that I spent trying to conduct business in my community and trying to stay afloat and trying to network, and I took that same money and I bought a bunch of guns and pistols and bullets and shit, I could knock this whole block down right now. Do you understand me? Y'all motherfuckers have got to appreciate when somebody is trying to do something positive and the purpose. Because when you do positive things, you're able to move forward and lead and live a positive life. Y'all cannot, with these, bruh, you cannot just depend on these systems. If it was up to me, I'd be in the unemployment office having somebody go over my paperwork. Look, bitch, look. But I would be out of character for my attitude. But in reality, I've lost $200 every check since the month of January. It's now July. It's finna be my birthday. The year is halfway over. It's almost gone. The opportunity is almost gone. How many opportunities are actually gone, though, before we notice that we've missed them? Why is it funny? Why is it cool? Why is it okay to laugh at somebody struggling? Why is it more common to laugh at or talk shit about somebody you see struggling than it is to feel sorry for them or to empower them or to help them? Bitch, if you see a homeless person on the street, why is it so hard to give them $1 out of your $1,200 stimulus check? It's hard for me because I don't have a shower. And I got to Uber to a shower if I don't find help or a way to get to a shower. And I don't have no help and I don't have no way. I have to make a way. That's the story of my life, baby. Otherwise, I got to fuck somebody because they want me to be their bitch or a prostitute. Why is it so common to disrespect and hurt somebody rather than to empower and help somebody? Something I want y'all to think about as well. All right, y'all. Look out for pandemic unemployment assistance, mixed earners unemployment compensation, SBA loans, child tax credits starting July 15th. Income tax returns, state stimulus checks, the fourth stimulus check. And the fourth stimulus check, y'all can go vote for at change.org. Change.org. Vote on the fourth stimulus check and the causes you believe in. Justice for George Floyd, justice for Ahmaud Arbery, justice for Breonna Taylor, justice for Vanessa Gillen, justice for Ma'Khia Bryant, justice for Adam Toledo, justice for Elijah McClain. These police officers are using bullets and not tasers and not pepper spray. What's next? Vote.org, y'all. Legalizing businesses and business licensing for your city and state. Public housing, public transportation, community programs, after school programs, educational programs, free lunches, free transportation, social distance learning, health department, free healthcare clinics, Planned Parenthood, the YMCA, the Boys and Girls Club. Did we already say public housing and public transportation? Also homeless shelters, okay? Propositions being written into bills and laws, and politicians who are running for office in your city and state. All of that can be found at vote.org. So if you are able to vote, please make sure you do so and make a difference.
Vice President Kamala Harris, who would likely be the tie-breaking vote, said yes to a stimulus check and yes to recurring stimulus checks. So if they don't do
Are we gonna smoke? We gave
Like I told you
Facebook
yesterday,
and YouTube
one
about an
Democratic
hour.
economist
We're
under
gonna go
Clinton
ahead
said,
and smoke.
if these guys can't do it, having all of this control, who would ever vote for them again in the future, right? So many worry that the big hangup will be Senator Joe Manchin or Senator Kristen Sinema, and maybe a few others who have been quiet out of not having to vote just yet. However, Senator Manchin said something really interesting. He said it's not a matter of if these checks would help, but who is eligible. Okay, now that's really interesting. Now, this gives credibility to what I've been saying for the last few weeks. I don't see a fourth stimulus check happening for 167 million Americans. But I'll bet if that number were lowered, you'd see very little pushback from Senator Manchin. Manchin has admitted he's more worried about the cost and raising taxes that would be necessary to cover all the pet projects Congress will inevitably try to throw in to this next spending bill. However, many of those will be thrown out during an upcoming vote-a-rama like we've seen in the past. So I don't know that Manchin is as big of a hurdle as sometimes the media tries to portray him as being the betrayer of his own party. I think that he's very concerned about national debt. He's concerned about not being competitive if our taxes are too high. And he's worried about, do 167 million Americans need another stimulus check? And the answer is no. But the data shows that between 12 to 25 million Americans do need a fourth stimulus check, okay? So that was really interesting that he said it's not about whether it would be helpful or not, it's about who's eligible to receive that help. By the way, I just want to say thank you guys so much for giving these videos a like. I really, really appreciate it. It helps me out on YouTube, and I just love bringing my community the news. All right, now former President Donald Trump is suing Facebook and Twitter, along with the CEOs Mark Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey, in what could become a class action lawsuit. Trump said this will be the first of several lawsuits coming against the tech giants in an attempt to make sure freedom of speech remains free. The tech giants have said freedom of speech is a right in our country, but not a right on our platforms. Under Section 230, technology companies were given immunity from lawsuit. However, now that they've become larger, many politicians from the Republican Party and the Democrat Party believe social media is the new town square, so freedom of speech must be protected on these platforms. Now, recently, the country of Nigeria banned Twitter from the entire country. Like, you can't even do Twitter in Nigeria now. And just recently, the country of India, with over 1 billion people, became the first country to remove immunity protection from Twitter and open them up to third-party lawsuits. So big changes could be coming against these tech giants. Now, speaking of Trump, he now has a new contender for most wanted to run for president in 2024. Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida is a rising star among Republican potentials. However, some say he won't put forward his name if Trump officially announces a run for president. Some polls show a Trump-DeSantis ticket would be a very hard ticket to beat in the future. However, right now, according to CNN, President Biden has an approval rating of around 60%. Last night, the president of Haiti was assassinated in his own home. The country is mourning this unexpected news and unexpected loss, and will have the prime minister of the country take his place until a new president can be put into office. The Evergreen boat that clogged the Suez Canal for a week has finally paid its dues to the country of Egypt and will be leaving the canal to finally deliver all the promised goods that they have sitting in these containers. All right, now speaking of canals, this next story is wild, but it is true. A man in Austria called the police to report that he had been injured. While minding his own business, sitting on the toilet, he suddenly felt something bite his genitals. only to discover that a python snake had made its way up through his toilet pipes and had bitten him on his precious parts, right? Now, it turns out the neighbor's snake had gone missing, and the snake had somehow made its way into the building's pipe system and was trying to make its way out, and happened to be blocked by this man sitting on the toilet. Who knows? Maybe he was watching my stimulus check update video. Oh man, what a crazy scenario, right? Now, is this something that you've worried about? Something biting you while you're sitting on the toilet? I know I've had this worry. A childhood worry that I always had was that sharks were in the pool. There were these large grates at the bottom of the pool, and I could swear as a child that there were sharks in there. Anyway, let me know what you think about that wild story. You ever had something bite you where it shouldn't? Let me know in the comments. I definitely want to hear from you.
Don't get us.
All right, now this is my update for today. As I know more, I will definitely come on and share more. Before you go, make sure to check out that giveaway that Casey and I are doing, where we're giving away over $3,000. We know that there are people in the community that still need help while we're waiting for the government to get their act together. Excuse me. This is my update for today. My throat's about to give out, so I'll just quickly remind you that you are amazing. I'll see you on the next video.
All right, well, it wasn't that bad. Let's do let's do the song one more time for the outro, shall we? Y'all ready to smoke? This song was written by a very talented artist out of Alabama named Trapito at SMC Global. This is called Put It in the Air.
Put it in the air, put it in the air, put it in the air. Everywhere I'm at, eyes on low when I'm up there. Put it in the air, put it in the air, put it in the air, put it in the air. We rolling up with stinkers. Everywhere I'm at, smoke in the air. We on the jet, she on the mid, we on both. I want the bag, give me the cash. I want the low. Put it in the air, put it in the air, put it in the air, put it in the air. We rolling up with stinkers. Everywhere I'm at, smoke in the air. I think we rolling up with stinkers.
Hey, who don't like that?
Y'all niggas be switching. Like sit back and listen. The whole team on attention. Jet white nigga on Greenland. When the black nigga hits a collision, just like a Gremlin. We got some dead joints in the air. We do not care. So we on the left. We smoking rap. So you need a test. Let's go leave it. It's the best time for the season. Your own joint, no leeching. I can just bash y'all to beat it. I'ma get mine, I'm greedy. Y'all said she want me to eat it. I told her I'm vegan. Hey, y'all on super straight. I got the Mary J. That be my ace. You can add me to the race. Put on the gas, so get out the way. You coming last, you a disgrace. But with my stash, I be where you stay. When I get mad, I roll up the pay. Gas, blowing on bait. Ay, put it in the air, put it in the air. Put it in the air, put it in the air. Everywhere I'm at, eyes on low when I'm up there. Put it in the air, put it in the air. Put it in the air, put it in the air. We rolling up with stinkers. Everywhere I'm at, smoke in the air. We on the gas, she on the mid. We on both. I want the bag, give me the cash. I want the low. Put it in the air, put it in the air. Put it in the air, put it in the air. We rolling up with stinkers. Everywhere I'm at, smoke in the air.
Go in the car, the room, it go down. Every time I don't move, smoke come out. 209, yeah, that's my cloud. Blunt rotations, that's my crowd. You ain't gotta smoke this Cali. Put it in the wood, but she grew it in the valley. Keep on wax on, leaf on tap. I'll turn the team up at rally. Why you think they call me Cherry? I had grapes sitting in the blueberry. Mr. Jack, I'm coming with the Mary. This, that, thing, your air pack, spare me. I got lungs like a motherfucking vacuum. Puff, ash, and pass, I'll tax you. That's just facts, no cap, boo. I put it on wax with a fat food. It's written on me like a tattoo. Big circle like a battle rap tattoo. Like blunts, but I put it in a bag too. Like fronts, but I put it in my bag too. Don't do me. I keep 5 on it like the Loonies. Hit your ass off with a 2-piece. It go to me. Quit acting brand new like a groupie. And just put it in the air, put it in the air. Put it in the air, put it in the air. Everywhere I'm at. Eyes on low, but I'm up there.
sick problem, bro. Alright, y'all. We finna fade to the background. I love y'all. You're beautiful. Your soul is beautiful. Your energy is positive. You're important to be, your community, your family, and your friends. And I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here, making me a top streamer. We